Nick's Corner. I'm Nick, wearing my wizard robe, and we're in a corner. Today we're going to talk to you about J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Or if you're an American, the Sorcerer's Stone. Because you're not smart enough to know what a philosopher is. This is the story of the boy under the stairs. He learns he is special when a mysterious letter shows up and his family is bombarded by letters, and we find out that you're a wizard, Harry, and it's fantastic. This book is something that everyone should read. Doesn't matter who you are. It's essential reading, in my opinion, just like Catcher in the Rye, Lord of the Rings, things like that. It's essential reading. This book, Harry has to deal with his adoptive family, who don't treat him very well. They are his aunt and uncle and cousin, who took him in after his parents were killed by he who should not be named, otherwise known as Voldemort. Harry Potter also goes along a ride. He meets Hagrid and Dumbledore, and he creates his own little family, his friends of Ron and Hermione. And it's a beautiful tale of friendship that anyone should really follow, to be honest, because it's really one of the best at what it does. There isn't a whole lot around that, really. This book is amazing because when it was first released, I remember when it was first released, it took the world by storm. People thought that it was witchcraft sort of stuff, so they deemed it as satanic and didn't want the kids reading it and stuff like that. But really, what this book truly did was inspired and grabbed an entire generation of people. It really did. I ask you, if you were between the ages of 25 and 32, have you read this? If you have, I want you to tell me in the comments below. Just say, me. Because I'm thinking that pretty much everyone in that age range has at least read a couple of the books, if not all of them. It's one of the greatest books ever written. There is no doubt about that. It's not one of my favorites, but I have immense respect for it. Because I grew up as a Tolkien kid, and for me, Tolkien was the master, and still is to me. However, my sister's generation grew up with J.K. Rowling, and she did a fantastic job at gripping an entire generation and making them read as they grew, which was the coolest part about it, because the books came out like one every year or something like that, and when that was happening, it was fantastic because as you grew up, you got to read the books in time, and it was pretty fun and fantastic growing up in that time. J.K. Rowling's writing style was simple enough to understand for all ages, and her voice was strong through each and every book. She made you connect with her world in a way that she added to our own world. So I guess this would be like low fantasy style of writing, because it's meant for not that it's like lowbrow fantasy or anything, but it's like low. So high fantasy is when a story is set in its own world that's purely created by the author, these two guys here, and low fantasy is where it's created in our own world but with additive magical benefits, very much like Harry Potter is one of ours. And actually, I kind of wonder about Wheel of Time and whether it's in our world or not, but we'll find out when I get along there. Did J.K. Rowling achieve her goal here? I think she did not know what she had when she wrote this. I'm pretty sure that she achieved her goal and then some, because she got to reach out to an entire generation of people. She made an entire generation of people love books, love reading, following her story. It was awesome. And it influenced an entire generation. I don't know if you understand how crazy that is, that in our world, such as it is not that long ago, these books was in everyone's house. Everyone read that. I don't know a person who hasn't read Harry Potter. And that's the thing about it, is her goal had to have been met, and then some. Because as an author, you just hope that your story reaches the right people. But this reached everyone. It was fantastic, and she did a great job of it. Very happy. And if you haven't read these books, I highly recommend that you do, because they are fantastic and full of adventure. So in total, in closing, I guess, for this entire charade here, these books are amazing. They're mandatory reading, in my opinion, and if there's enough interest in this video, I'm going to do a reread of all the books, since it's been a few years, and I will do an in-depth look at what's going on with this fantastic series. I'll even dissect it and tear it apart and stuff, like I do with Lord of the Rings and things like that. So if you're interested in that, please leave comments about it so I know that you're interested in Harry Potter, and that I will focus a little bit more on it. Also, I can probably set up buddy reads on my caravan and do a Harry Potter buddy read with everyone if they would like. That's entirely up to you, but I need to know that you want that to happen. So leave comments, leave likes, subscribe, things like that. I take notice. I keep watch on what videos gain traction and stuff like that. So if this takes off and does some good stuff with Harry Potter, I will be delving even more into Harry Potter. This book was just fantastic, and I can remember reading it multiple times. It is beautiful and a great story. It's a sad story too, because what happens to Harry's parents? He's an orphan boy, and it is hard on people, and I'm sure there was a lot of people who this resonated with, where they were being taken care of by family members and stuff, who, from the outside, when you're looking in, if you're being taken care of by another family, you can see that sometimes they don't take care of their adopted children as good as they take care of their biological children. And even in the tiniest bit, I'm sure that resonated with some people. It's truly a fantastic story for the ages, and if you haven't read it, go do it. And that's really all that needs to be said about this, because it's awesome. So leave comment, like, subscribe. I'll put all my social media down below, and you can check that out. So you guys have yourselves a fantastic day, and we will see you later. Bye.